The desert wind ripped across the firing range like a blade. 43 degrees, dust storms rolling in, visibility dropping by the second, and somewhere in the chaos of Joint Special Operations Selection Week, one woman was being dragged through the dirt. Her name was Harper Mitchell, and right now, she was on her knees, rifle stripped from her hands. 3 men laughing as her body hit the sand for the 4th time in 20 minutes. "Get up, librarian. You think you belong here?" One of them, Sergeant Derek Cole, stood over her with his arms crossed, veins bulging, eyes filled with contempt. He spat on the ground next to her face. "This ain't a classroom, sweetheart. This is war." Harper didn't respond. She just pushed herself up, slowly. Dirt caked on her cheek, blood dripping from her split lip. Her hands were shaking, her lungs burned, and every single soul on that base believed she had already failed, because that's what they saw, a quiet, fragile, 34-year-old civilian contractor with no official military record, a woman who barely spoke, who kept her head down, who flinched when the drill sergeant screamed. Nobody knew who she really was, and nobody would until it was almost too late. Make sure you subscribe and tell me which country you're watching this from. I'd love to know. On paper, Harper Mitchell was nothing, a civilian analyst, technical consultant, assigned to observe field exercises and compile logistics reports. 0 combat experience listed, 0 tactical credentials, just a quiet woman from a small town in Montana who somehow ended up on one of the most brutal military selection courses in American history. The other candidates called her Ghost, not out of respect, but because she seemed like she didn't exist, like she was invisible, forgettable, a mistake in the system. Everyone believed she would wash out by day 2. What they didn't know was that Harper Mitchell wasn't there to prove anything. She was there to remember something, something buried so deep even she had tried to forget. Before the desk job, before the civilian clothes, before the quiet life she tried to build, Harper Mitchell had a different name. She was known only as Viper. And for 7 years, she had operated as one of the most elite long-range precision instructors in United States military history. Her specialty? Training Tier 1 operators, Navy SEALs, Delta Force, classified units with no names. She didn't just shoot, she taught the best shooters on the planet how to become better, how to disappear, how to take a shot at 1,800 meters in crosswinds that would make most snipers pray. But something happened, an incident, a mission gone wrong, a name erased from every file, and Harper Mitchell vanished. Until now, until something pulled her back, something she hadn't yet told a single soul. Selection Week was designed to break people. 50-mile ruck marches through the desert, sleep deprivation, live fire exercises that tested not just skill, but sanity. And Harper felt every single second of it. Her body wasn't what it used to be. Her reflexes had dulled. Her hands, once steady as stone, now trembled under stress. And the other candidates made sure she knew it. Sergeant Cole led the pack. He dumped water on her gear in inspection. He accidentally tripped her during formation runs. He whispered cruel jokes when the officers weren't looking. "Hey, Ghost, you forget how to breathe? Maybe go back to filing papers." Even some of the instructors started doubting why she was there. One of them pulled her aside on day 4. "You're done, Mitchell. We both know it. Save yourself the humiliation." But Harper didn't leave. She stayed. Not because she was brave, but because something was coming. A joint force exercise on day 6 that would simulate a real hostage rescue with live opposition, real consequences, and one objective that could only be completed by a precision shooter. And deep inside, Harper knew that mission would require something no one else on that base could give. She just had to survive long enough to prove it.
Day 6, Operation Black Halo. The scenario: a high-value target held in a compound 12 kilometers into hostile terrain. Enemy combatants, simulated explosives, one extraction window of 90 seconds, and one critical problem. The compound's main entrance was guarded by 2 elevated towers, each staffed with opposition role players. The only way to breach was if someone could neutralize both towers from a ridge nearly 1,400 meters away in under 6 seconds. No spotter, no second chance. Every sniper in the selection pool took their shot during the pre-mission rehearsal. Every single one missed. Wind too unpredictable, distance too far, angle too steep. The mission commander shook his head. We'll have to breach blind. Expect heavy casualties. And then, a quiet voice cut through the tension. I can make the shot. Everyone turned. Harper Mitchell stood at the edge of the briefing tent, dust on her face, exhaustion in her eyes, but something else now burning behind them. Sergeant Cole laughed first. You can't even finish a ruck march. Sit down, Ghost. But the mission commander raised his hand. Let her try. The room went silent. Harper walked to the ridge. She didn't ask for a spotter. She didn't check the wind gauge. She just lay flat on the ground, adjusted her rifle once, and stared through the scope like she'd done it 1,000 times before. Because she had. One breath. Crack. Tower 1, neutralized. Rifle pivot. Crack. Tower 2, down. 1.4 seconds between shots. Both targets hit dead center. The entire squad froze. Even Cole couldn't speak. Harper stood up, dusted off her knees, and walked back to the group without a single word. But now everyone was watching, because they had just witnessed something impossible. The mission launched at 0300 hours. Everything went wrong. The breach team hit a secondary ambush halfway to the compound. 2 operators went down. Comms jammed. Extraction was now compromised. And then the worst-case scenario. The hostage was being moved. Intel confirmed. A vehicle was speeding away from the back exit, 40 miles per hour, heading toward hostile territory. If it crossed the border checkpoint, the mission was a total failure. And the only person with eyes on the target was Harper. She was alone on the southern ridge, wind howling, visibility at 30%. The vehicle was now 1,800 meters out and accelerating. One shot, one chance. A moving target in a dust storm. No one believed it was possible. Even Harper's hands began to shake. For one moment, she saw the faces of everyone who had doubted her, laughed at her, told her she didn't belong. And then, she saw something else. The reason she came back. Her old student, the one she had trained 10 years ago. The one who would become the most decorated sniper in SEAL team history. The one who once told her, "You taught me how to breathe when the world was falling apart." He had died 2 months ago, on a mission, and Harper hadn't been there. But she was here now. One breath, one memory, one shot. Crack! The vehicle's tire exploded. The driver lost control. The hostage was recovered alive. Mission complete. When the dust settled, a helicopter landed on the ridge. Out of it stepped Commander Ethan Vance, 22-year SEAL veteran, trident on his chest, a man whose word was law in the special operations world. He walked directly toward Harper, past every other operator, past every officer, past Sergeant Cole, who now stood frozen like a statue. And then he stopped. He looked at her for a long moment, and he spoke. Viper. One word, her old name, the name buried in classified files. Harper's jaw tightened. "I wasn't sure if you'd still remember, sir." The commander's voice dropped low. "Remember? You trained the best sniper I ever had, Marcus Cole, Sergeant Cole's brother." The entire squad turned to look at Derek Cole. His face went pale. His brother. The legend. The man every operator in the unit idolized, trained by her, shaped by her, made lethal by her. The commander continued, "You don't belong here because you need to prove something, Harper. You belong here because without you, some of the best men in this country would never have existed." He extended his hand. "Welcome back." Harper shook it, slowly, and for the first time in years, she exhaled. Behind her, Cole stepped forward. His voice cracked. I didn't know. I'm sorry." She didn't look at him with anger. She just nodded once, soldier to soldier, because she wasn't there for apologies. She was there to finish what she started. Some people spend their whole lives being underestimated, laughed at, overlooked, pushed into the dirt by those who never stopped to ask who they really were. But the truth always rises, not through words, not through excuses, through action, through silence, through fire. Harper Mitchell never asked for recognition. She never demanded respect. She just waited for the moment when it mattered most. And when that moment came, she didn't just meet it, she owned it. So the next time the world tells you that you don't belong, remember this: the quietest people often carry the loudest legacies, and the ones they mock today may be the ones who save them tomorrow. Before you go, tell us in the comments, which country are you watching this video from? And don't forget to subscribe to Her Force Tales for more incredible stories. And hit like, share, and comment to support the channel.